I mean, they have really mastered the art of getting their own sound in a genre like this that's already very saturated and competitive, but they've also found their own voice without any vocals. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lone University. In this video, I'm going to be checking out Ego Death by Polyphia. This is off of their newest record, Remember That You Will Die, that came out last October. Other than a few clips, I haven't really listened to a lot of it, but I know that Clay Gober, their bass player, has a really unique voice and kind of approach to the instrument. So I'm excited to check it out. This one's featuring Steve Vai for a guest solo, I'm assuming. Let's jump in. Polyphia, Ego Death. Ooh, and D, kind of dark. It's pretty cool. Cool place for a title. Tons of harmonics. Really spastic, full range riff here. Tapping. This is a great build. Oh, that was so smooth to go into that. I'm going to point out the set of this video, just the white background, the kind of blue tone hue of everything. Everything from the guitar finish, the bass blends in. I gotta point that out first because it's super cool. Let me go back. I know he's always played Ibanez. I'm pretty sure he still does. Yeah, it looks like a sound gear or something. This is a really cool looking bass. I want to comment on Polyphia's kind of riff approach these days. I find it really interesting. It's kind of spastic. And it's just incorporating a lot of different techniques. There's harmonics, there's little tap notes, hammer-ons, pull-offs. It's going up and down, but they have this like real full range approach that doesn't pull you into any one idea too quickly, but that is the whole idea. It is giving you this flurry, accenting extensions on the chords, and it's just really well done. Like, there's a lot of bands trying to do this sound, but nobody does it as well as Polyphia. I mean, they have really mastered the art of getting their own sound in a genre like this that's already very saturated and competitive, but they've also found their own voice without any vocals. I know they have some guest vocalists on some tracks, but they've really said, I don't care what anybody thinks about the way we used to sound. They are jumping into this with like electronic elements. The drum production is very interesting. I'm excited to see kind of where it goes because it's building very nicely. Let's keep going. Cool scene change here, really nice. Okay, well, it's kind of in this build. Yeah, I've always known Clay's done that kind of hybrid picking, but more intense. So hybrid picking on guitar is just plucking a string, reaching down and kind of picking with another finger, kind of like this. But he's taking it kind of up a level and kind of popping the string, and it gives it this just really pointed, unique kind of accent to a line that would ordinarily sound kind of just, but he's kind of adding this accent of, and the way he's popping those notes and picking them, it almost makes every note sound like a popped note. Like if you could play a fast technical bass line with all pops, ergonomically it's not very reasonable or probable to do something at this speed, but when you add a pick in there, it kind of has this sound that every note's being popped. I find it really interesting. I'll get more on the technique later as I can see it a little bit better. Let's keep going. Still in that D minor kind of sound. Really vocal guitar melodies, a lot of like real emotion put behind that kind of stuff. Despite all the technicality of it, it's very actually kind of soulful. Such a cool way of guitar playing. Again, I think these guys do it the best, for sure. This kind of reminds me of the intro. Good dynamics, just kind of building it up to something, right? Nice. Smooth. So they're kind of hovering between D minor, going down to C a little bit. Kind of throwing in this chord every once in a while. So it's kind of hovering in D minor. It's got a repetitive chord structure, but they're doing so much variation on it that it's really keeping it fresh. And again, I want to point out something these guys do really well. They are putting a lot of space in here, which is really refreshing to hear. They have matured, and not that they weren't mature, but they have kind of matured to understand that space is okay, dynamics is okay, building something up, not going all in right off the bat. They're kind of nailing this because they took me from that intro with the guitar, the kind of nylon acoustic sound, drum intro, they built it up with some syncopation, and then they pulled me back just a little bit. And they're kind of building up here again to something. And I'm assuming it's probably that guest solo moment, but let's keep going. Nice pinch there. It's the third scene change. I like this a lot. Oh, that's a super cool way to integrate Steve. That was smooth. Great rich bass tone. It's kind of down-tuned. It sounds like you hit a low B flat there. I'm not sure what these guys could be in any tuning for all I know, but yeah, just great, just throaty, girthy bass tone, perfect for this sound. The bass has a lot of presence because the guitars aren't overly gainy. In fact, they're clean a lot. They're mildly driven, refreshing as well in a genre like this, and it allows the bass and the drum nuance with all of these kind of nuanced drum beats to kind of cut through. It's not getting drowned out by a wall of guitars, and these guys are really mixing it up. It's really fresh. Some cool bass unisons there. I want to see him kind of play on the picking hand. I'm not sure if it's going to show it, but if not, we'll get into that. But so far, so cool. That signature Steve Vai kind of stuff. That's cool. This is so interesting. Nice pop note there. Volcano. Ooh, catch that little kind of triplet meter, not a meter change, but kind of like a 16th of triplets goes, kind of cool there. Really neat. Real interesting. That it was like kind of three guitars coming together to create this kind of anthemic texture. It was like no one's part really stuck out more than the other, but the sum of them kind of gave this real airy kind of lyrical nature. And of course, Steve Vai, I think, is, I would argue, one of the most expressive electric guitar players ever. I mean, he surely was a visionary and a pioneer for the instrument. And there's guys like Beck who are incredible, and of course, guys that came before him. But he pioneered so much of that lyrical, and kind of took what guys like Clapton and Hendrix did and just kind of gave it that newer edge as he kind of came up. And it really fits perfectly with the sound Polyphia have kind of garnered upon themselves and kind of the style of this track. It's just really cool. Using a lot of sounds and rhythms and flurries that it's not traditional guitar playing. Like, nothing about this song is traditional. Anything from the drumming, the guitar parts, the arrangement. They've surely forged their own path here. I find it. I'm just really proud of these guys. I remember connecting with them, 8-10 years ago, Scale the Summit. I think we played a show together. And I remember speaking with these guys at NAMM at one point, and them kind of just passively riffing on kind of the vision they had for their band and their sound, just spitballing, having some beers or somewhere. And like, they've done it. I'm just super proud of, them doing what they wanted to do, writing the music they wanted to write. And I'm sure it's divided their fan base at some point down the line, but they have an entire sold out tour. Just really glad to see that. But I would love to know what you guys think. Anybody who's listened to Polyphia from day one until now, kind of what you think about it, because it's just there's a lot to talk about. I could dive into every little rhythm going on in the guitar parts. It's just very, very kind of through composed stuff. Through composed meaning there's not a lot of repetition. It's just kind of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But the whole way it's packaged in this song, I find really interesting. So I'm going to go back a bit and kind of catch this outro and see what's going on from there. Digging in. Again, love that little gat on the drums. Just tasteful stuff. Nice ambient electronic elements, really cool. Trumpet. Wow. That's a nice touch. Huh. Well, this was a nice treat to kind of catch up with Polyphia, a band I've been aware of but have just not dove into their newest stuff just quite yet. I've seen the clip of Playing God that's like really interesting drum production and the nylon guitars, kind of the dual thing. So I'm really interested to know some other songs where it might feature Clay a bit more. And I know, it's not going to be a bass solo all the way through, but this was a really good introduction to kind of their new sound and kind of be able to dive into a full song. They're doing so much nuanced stuff. I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's kind of over my head in a way. I would have to go back and watch a couple times to get every little nugget of how they're weaving all this stuff together. But the way it's packaged is really accessible. They're striking a very smart balance about it. And yeah, I got to dig into the rest of this album, check it out. I know the album before this, New Levels, New Devils, I believe. I know Greatest of All Time was another song that kind of had a bass feature. So I might do that one next, but if you have a recommendation, please let me know. And as always, give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. And please subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying these. And I look forward to hearing from everybody soon. Cheers, and we'll see you next time.